Hi, I'm Michael Joy. Welcome to another reaction video. I want to say up front here, if you're a subscriber or catching this video randomly, just know that this is a mold making video. We make a lot of content here and I'm a professional mold maker, and so you may or may not want to be on this bus if you're interested in some other things. But for the makers out there, get ready. Hi, I'm Michael Joy. Welcome to another Hand-ufacturing video where we look at some other mold makers or people that are making molds. There's a difference. People that are making molds only make molds. Mold makers are those who do it as a job. So there's oftentimes a difference. I came across this young woman's videos. I like that she took the extra time to put some graphics. So she looks like she's in an art school. So I'm going to say she's an art student, probably getting an MFA or something like that. We'll bring up the link to this. But I watched part of this video and she got a lot of good bouncy stuff going on here still.
In this video, I will show you the easiest method on how to make a multiple part mold in order for you to increase the time saved in labor, increase your production,
Graphics.
increase the complexity in your form.
We don't do that.
If you like the idea of all three, keep
And
on.
she snapped.
Step 1. Determine if your multiple part mold is even necessary. Your model may not even need multiple parts. So how do you determine this?
I like that she's
Check
emotional.
to see if your model is
Don't make
consistently
faces
sloping
like that.
inward for undercuts. Now, if you don't know what an undercut is, I encourage you to check out the first video on how to make a one-part mold. I go into detail about what an undercut is and how to avoid them.
I wonder-
Trust me, it's going to save.
This is great, but I wonder what made her want to make a mold making video. I wonder if it was some sort of thesis project or something, because it's an unusual alignment where somebody that speaks this well is playful, is also making molds. The mold makers are usually like, we're in the dungeon, you know, we don't have anything interesting to say. So let's keep going.
Me so much time and headaches, actually. Here we have two examples of one-part casted molds. The bowl frees up with no problem. The mug, however, has problems getting out because the handle created an undercut. The cup is stuck forever.
Okay.
And the mold.
Well, if you've never made a mold, this is pretty important to know.
Making this into multiple parts enables the mug to be freed easily. Step 2 is to determine your seams for your multiple part mold. To determine your seams, look at your model from all points in all directions and ask yourself this question: can I pull this out in one direction? Also, hot tip, whatever.
I'm not talking because I kind of like what she's saying. She's not mold making. This is like pre-mold making, and the pre-mold making is very important. She made a point. Make something. Do you need it? Is it worth it? That's what I'm always saying. But then she's going through the philosophies of it, the undercuts, and I'm just going to listen.
Whatever you want to cast, make sure it isn't anything precious because you'll be marking up your seam with a marker and it'll be subjected to high temperatures. So don't go taking your family heirloom and putting it into
Graphic assets. This is nice.
You can find seams in everyday things. You can even see the seam in this inner handle of this cup. In most plastic bottles, you'll be able to see the seam line.
It had to be a school project.
My seams is so that you'll be able to see it clear. The shampoo bottle I will cast today have these outward slopes that'll prevent me from freeing up the bottle as a one-part mold. So the plan is to cast a multiple part mold over here. To free this particular bottle, I will be removing the second side in this direction and release.
Look how cute that is.
Same way I freed up.
It's like a pop-up book. Did you have those as kids? You know, where you open the book and...
Make sure any holes in the casting area is plugged up with clay because plaster disasters happen. I'm creating a clay barrier wherever I don't want the plaster to form.
Okay. I'm feeling like it might not go well from here.
And digging a space for half the bottle to be buried in. Here, the permanent marker really stands out and it's easier to see where the seams are.
So you can carve it out or you can build it up. I don't know why she's doing the bottom the way she is.
This is where the base is going to drop in, where the plaster
Top?
goes in.
What's going on?
And it's going to come up to about 1.5 inches.
Huh.
And that's going to be my top. It almost kind of looks like a little bed. Nighty-night. So when lining up your cuddles, you want the bottom of the L to be flush with your sides.
She got good camera angles. Oh, I don't like building in the box. She's using her hand as a splashboard, but she's got a nice ring on. Ouch.
I am agitating it so all the air bubbles will
I
rise.
wouldn't have done it this way, but let's see what she had. What's going on? Oh, C-clamps. Her box wasn't square. See, it's a little rough, right? This is student work.
Step 4, place your keys. Now, what are keys? Keys are indents that will create a positive shape on the second side of the mold. These will fit perfectly into the mirror
Good for her.
shape on the first side. You have to be strategic of where you place your
Like
keys.
another instructor could use this as a teaching tool.
Able to pull out the second
And
side. This is
the keying together. Yeah, this is great.
Without keys, the mold has would just be two flat surfaces that could slip and slide on each other. I mean, not that
Slip and slide.
fun, but it just won't fit perfectly, and we want stuff to fit perfectly in our casted stuff. Step number 5, soap your first side. This is so not a sponsorship, by the way.
Yeah, Murphy's gets a lot of play.
Water it's
I don't use it.
just like how Kanye loves Kanye. Plaster loves to stick to plaster. In this case, we
She's fun to listen to.
so we can actually.
I should take some lessons.
So we must.
Well, you gotta be adorable. I don't have that, so. Okay, her keys are too small. She should use a brush, not a sponge.
Your mold is
A
ready.
little too much soap. I mean, we can get into it, but
You see that
it looks like she has a.
is left on this
I don't understand her mold design.
water on plaster. It'll just suck it right.
Could have just been a two-piece mold side by side with a pouring gate, but who knows?
To this,
Oh, two molds.
like no shine on it. So this one's good to go. Step 6.
She's right. If you soak your mold, you can do a water droplet test. If the water beads up on the mold surface, it's ready to pour plaster on top of it. If the water is absorbed into the plaster, you know you don't have enough soap. So I don't like working inside the box. Okay. She poured it a little early.
Step 7. Cast your collar. Now, what is a collar? During the slip casting process,
Okay. What is a collar?
and lower, the more water it absorbs. We want an even
I always
thickness
call it
throughout the entire clay body. So
a reservoir or a pouring gate.
off layer is super beneficial if you want clean and even rims. Gonna make some keys.
All right, the spoon technique. I used to use the spoon and then use a 25-cent quarter to even them out because the spoon doesn't make a full circle. It jumps into kind of a triangular shape.
Cutting off area. I'm making sure that the cone is smaller on top and wider on the bottom so it's easier to take off.
Okay.
In the side view, I'm using a straight edge
Yep.
to illustrate the tapered cone. Smaller on top, wider at the bottom.
Okay. C-clamps are a pain, but big molds require them. If you use a spring clamp on a big mold, the clamps won't hold. So
This is before cleanup
it looks like a Stonehenge.
and after.
I'm not familiar with why this design is good.
Hit that notification bell because in the next video, I will show you how to mix
Her mold will work just fine, but it wouldn't work if it wasn't such a simple shape.
these 2 videos. And
Oh, look at this, she's got more.
Here for more videos like this. See you guys next time. Bye.
Here's what I like about this is somebody took this young woman took the time to make a very energetic presentation of a very boring topic. Even though her mold making skills were not what I would say the top, they were good enough to explain some principles of mold making, undercuts, keying, multiple pieces, and she's really easy to watch, right? She's upbeat and positive. She has a great smile and very animated. And it's terrific. And I think that a lot of people overestimate content and in the sense of what it takes to make good content. I'm kind of straight-laced, so I don't have these animated qualities that she does. Yet, if I knew nothing about mold making, and as a kid I could watch this and be interested, it's very approachable, non-intimidating. So I think that there is a really great place for people to teach that maybe are not masters at what they do, but they have a finesse in their ability to communicate simple things. And it's not like I would go to her for my whole mold making education, but if I was just getting started, I would be like, oh, this looks fun. You know, so I'm very grateful for people like this that make some videos that are easy to watch and playful. And you notice I didn't do a lot of talking because I was captivated just by hearing what she had to say. So mold makers high five to this young lady. And also most mold makers are guys, right? What the hell? So it's great to see the XYs even out here. So thank you for watching this video. We're getting ready to launch a new platform called Hand-ufacturing. It's going to feature a lot more educational films about mold making and casting, from very basic to advanced mold making. Our hope is that it helps the business entrepreneurs out there learn efficient ways to manufacture their products and bring a lot more wealth into their household. Stay tuned.